Yeah, so we're live. That's the thing. So hello, Internet. Welcome to Hoard of the Dragon Queen number 18. We're getting closer and closer to 20 episodes. I don't have anything special planned, but I just thought it was worth mentioning. So, so that's the thing. So, and the host, thank you, Laura, for the host. The hosted stream I was on before should have ended. And I think I posted on social media. If I didn't, well, hopefully you guys find it anyway. And it should pop up in the Discord, so, you know, all the Discord peeps should see it, hopefully. But anyway, so welcome to Hoard of the Dragon Queen number 18. I'm going to be your Dungeon Master, Ted, here from Immersion. I'm playing with this great group of lovely ladies. Unfortunately, there may be, some of them may be leaving a little bit early. Light may have to peace out for a little bit, because sustenance is a thing that humans need to survive. And Liz will be leaving us in about an hour, so we're going to try to jam-pack as much of her time here. Because she's got a lengthy move and like a 16-hour drive tomorrow, and still was just like, but I want to be here for the role-playing part, can we do that? And then I'll peace out. So, yeah, so that happened. So, next up, and I hope that Mr. Hypertroller is there, in the chat, and if not, well, I'm sorry, sir, you should get off Discord and jump in the chat, because we're going to start this off before I recap last time with everybody giving me a percentile roll, because this gentleman went above and beyond, and in the last few seconds of July bumped us up to a $400 total donation goal to get all of these ladies and all the other characters, I should also say, legendary magic item rolls, which is Crazy Town Banana Pants, let's be honest. Okay, so, I'm going down the list. Roswin, you got a Scarab of Protection, which is actually something that's useful, not armor. Ooh. We'll put that on the list. Liz, you got, oh fuck, a Luck Blade. That is a sword that comes with wishes, so that's a thing. Laura, you got a Ring of Spell Turning. And Light, you got a Rod of Resurrection.
We did it! We did it, guys!
No armor! Thank you, God!
Alright, so, boys, if you're watching, I'm pretty sure these ladies ain't trading none of them items. So, Katie...
I might be coerced about my ring, because I think I get some of the benefits already from Pygot, so...
well, hang on. Let's go through and talk about... Well, you know what? Let's take a little time here and see, because there may be some subsequent rolls that happens. So, Katie, your legendary Scarab of Protection requires attunement. You hold this in your hand for 1 round. While you do, an inscription appears on its surface, revealing its magical nature. While it is on your person... if you hold it in your hand for 1 round, an inscription appears. It provides 2 benefits. While on your person, you have advantage on saving throws against spells. And it has 12 charges. If you fail, you're never going to die. If you fail a saving throw against a necromancy spell or a harmful effect originating from an undead creature, you can use your reaction to expend one of these charges and turn the failed save into a successful one. When you use all 12 charges, the scarab crumbles into dust and disappears.
Nice.
So, Liz, somebody was asking for these because they wanted a deck of many things, but instead they got something that's arguably better. In a Luck Blade. Okay, so I need you to roll me a d4, Lizzie, if you could. Two. So 2 minus 1 is 1, meaning it has 1 wish charge left in the ring. Or in the blade. So, this is a +1 sword. I'll let you determine what kind of sword you'd like it to be, if you'd like it to be a rapier or a short sword, whichever you want. I'm going to assume probably short sword, but that's your call. +1 sword that also gives you a +1 bonus to all of your saving throws. And if you have the sword, you can call on its luck to re-roll one attack roll, ability check, or saving throw you dislike. Once per long rest, you just have to use the second roll. Whenever you want, you can be like, I don't like that roll, I'm going to roll it again. And then you have one charge that lets you cast the wish spell. And that's a thing. So that's it. There's no caveat. It's just free wish. Cool.
Oh my god.
Any wish.
I highly recommend that you consult with the group, and also, if you do, read what the wish spell does, and read it very carefully, and word your wish very carefully, because that's a thing. And you got a ring of spell turning, which does other things. Let's find out what that does, because ring of spell turning. While you wear this ring, you have advantage on saving throws against spells that target only you. In addition, if you roll a 20 for the save and the spell is 7th level or lower, it has no effect on you and targets the caster instead. So there you go, Laura. If you manage to roll a natural 20 on any saving throw against the 7th level or lower spell, it rebounds at the attacker. So, there you go. And then Lux got Rod of Resurrection. Okay. So that is super useful for your group. It's only attunable by a cleric, druid, or paladin. Oh, look, there's a druid in this group. Has 5 charges. You can use an action to cast one of the spells from it. For 1 charge, the heal spell, which is just like, hey, that's 60 points of healing to you. Or the resurrection spell. But resurrection requires all 5 charges. And if the rod regains 1 charge daily at dawn, if it is reduced to 0 charges, roll a 20, and on a roll of a 1, the rod disappears. So 1 resurrection uses all 5 charges, but obviously that's a thing that could be clutch at a certain moment. And yeah, but up to potentially 4 heal spells for free. That is also attunement. I will make cards for all of these, but there you go.
Nice.
Anybody have any questions on that? These spiders, you guys are surprised at how easily you beat these spiders, because apparently they've killed literally everyone ever.
They're just in a food coma, so
I guess,
they were just, like, slow and lethargic.
Apparently, because they were able to kill adventurers that had this much gear on them, so that's a thing. Okay. Wow.
Well, they didn't use it.
Yeah, I mean, I guess it's a good.
How many charges left?
I was gonna say, could you imagine had they decided to use those items? Spiders with the ability to grant wishes. Ugh.
So many large, dumb flies.
Yeah, right? Exactly. So, okay. So you have those things. I feel like everybody's probably got enough things to be maxed out on attunement slots and has to actually start juggling those, but that's a thing.
Yeah. Light, what was the name of your thing that you got? Since only druids and clerics and paladins can use it?
Is that resurrection rod?
Yep.
Yeah, I'd rather be attuned to that than the Scarab of Protection right now.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, I mean, yeah, I would hand it to her.
Yeah, so alright, Katie's got the rod.
Does anybody want to use this Scarab of Protection right now? Advantage on saving throws for spells. We're not fighting any undead at the moment, but there's a dead fucking beholder, so who knows when that's all gonna come to be. Or should I just put it in my pocket?
Put it in your pocket for right now.
Okay, so I'm gonna go through what happened last time so we can get to the roleplay stuff. Do we want to say that the aftermath of this spider attack and all of these items, you guys take time to attune, or do you guys want to head back to the caravan immediately after, just so I know?
Me, personally, I would want to head back, because I have a mission.
Gotcha. Okay. So let me recap what happened last time. yes, thank you again, as to Katie's point, everybody who donated for the massive craziness that is Magic Item Month, to everybody who showed up to the streams to win during that stream, to the contestant winners who won the overall big awards. And again, I'm going to give a special shout out to Mr. Hypertroller, also to Hicks, who went above and beyond and jump-started it. Also, I guess, by proxy, Hicks to Light, who brought Hicks to the channel, but Hicks jump-started the donations. And then Hypertroller, who is, I think, the lifetime largest donator on the channel, to make us hit that goal in the last few seconds of July. But anyway, so what happened last time? So, the party traveled down the road, as they have been doing for most of this adventure, and rescued Carlin Amethel, a Harper. Soon they found out to be a Harper agent who was buried up to his neck, or up just with his head exposed in the middle of the road. He told them that he was basically on the exact same mission they were on, but things went south, and he was revealed who he was. But due to the mercy, arguably, of the other merchants in the caravan, he was not killed, but left to see what would happen. He is now traveling with the party as they head to Waterdeep. They visited the eccentric and odd roadside tavern, The Playhouse, owned by a strange proprietor, where they met Team B, a group of seemingly legendary adventurers with tales and stories that wowed all in the tavern and all in the caravan, which led Lai Angiston, the perfume and oil salesman who Lux was in the employ of, to release her from service in favor of hiring these new adventurers, because he just couldn't resist such powerful adventurers to protect him and his super valuable perfume. Shortly after that, they were assaulted a couple days later by giant spiders and these purple bulbous spider-like bipedal creatures who attacked horses and birds and people, dragging some off into the woods. As they chased them down, the Belladonnas defeated them, managed to rescue some of the group, and have since been sifting through the bone and loot-filled treasure hoard of these spiders along the tradeway. But during that fight, something about Odella was revealed. A seemingly out of nowhere pair of ethereal golden angel wings that allowed her momentary flight. Something that none of the party had ever seen before. And right about there is exactly where we're going to pick up this time. So, with that, take it away, ladies.
Okay, so last time, Odella, you went and you healed up Myrrh, right? That's basically where we left off.
Yeah, I think I was trying to. She was still being injured.
Yeah, I think we healed her up most of the way last time.
Okay. Well, I think that we should probably have a meeting later about everything that's happened, but right now we need to get the bodies back because they're going to be wondering where we are and what happened.
That, and I have to agree. You might want to hide your wings.
Oh, can you help me get them back in? Popping them out is one thing, but it's hard.
I go over and I help.
For the sake of this, I'm not going to make you roll or do anything crazy for putting it. We'll just say...
Wings go back in for free. Pop to release them in battle is DC 12 dexterity.
Sure. I feel like in my brain I meant to say it's the other way around, but I'm not going to deal with that now. You take what you said and we'll deal.
Okay.
We'll talk afterwards if I want to change it.
Okay. Well, okay.
Yeah. So anyway.
So I'll put them back in. I'm gonna turn into a horse to put the bodies on my back.
Morbid, but all right.
Well, I gotta take the people. The horse, I feel like we can leave.
Okay.
She would have discussed before turning horsey.
Sure.
Wait, I thought the horse was fine though.
Wasn't there one dead horse?
Yeah, the one
two
horse
dead people,
that.
and one
Yeah, you rescued the one horse, Light, before you guys left, but they dragged Sylvester and his horse away, and
alright.
both were killed.
Yeah, so I will go ahead and place the bodies at Roz's back.
Okay.
Alright. If you excuse me, I have a mission, and I bolt.
Okay. Just start running.
Rosamund's like, nay? I'm like, where the fuck is she going?
Nay?
Nay, madam, return now without give me further explanation.
Okay.
So I don't know how. I mean, I'm doing 40
Full speed, sure. 80,
Full.
80 feet. You're running full speed back?
Yeah.
Okay. So I will deal with you in just a sec. I'll jump back to them, and we'll come back to you. Sound good?
No problem.
Okay. So, well, what else, I guess, is there anything else that the three of you, well, Ra's horse probably doesn't have a whole lot to say. Or does, but it's not understand it, so.
Mira doesn't say anything, but she's just, like, looking around Ella's back and, like, trying to figure out why she didn't notice, though it was like she sleeps with her every night.
You know what?
Cuddles.
Should I also point out that this, I think, is the first time you've seen Roswyn's wings as well? So you just noticed that Roswyn, who looks just like... I mean, you saw that she had the horns of a tiefling, because you took off the headscarf at one point, right?
No.
No? Okay, so then never mind. So you see slightly sunburnt, weird turban lady with this big poofy dress, and all of a sudden, out of nowhere, she sprouts these pink bat wings and takes off. And the person you've been sleeping with sprouts ethereal angel wings and flies off. So this is all new to you. Like, so far, half of the people you've met recently all seemingly have wings and can fly, and you're just learning all of this.
So her mind's just blown.
You tell me.
As you keep like looking around to her back, she's like, Odella keeps spinning to like face you.
Just trying to figure out what the hell just happened.
And then, Roswyn turned into a horse, so you can't actually talk to her. So, or you can, but she's a horse.
A very somber horse. I'm very Poppy-esque right now.
Got it. Okay, so, I mean, I assume you guys are going to make your way back.
Yeah. I'll head back. Odella
Yeah.
is quiet. She's not really... And she's like avoiding anybody's gaze pretty much right now.
Okay.
Yeah, Mira's not saying anything. She's just trying to look.
The horse does not have wings. We'll say that. just to put it out there. It is not a Pegasus.
Sad.
Alright, so you guys are making your way back. I assume, are you taking your time, going quickly? I mean, as quick as possible, or your travel speed?
Yeah, I mean, we're
Traveling
I'd
at the
say
speed of the
travel
horse,
speed.
I guess.
Okay. Got it. Alright, so you guys are on your way back. Light, you've been taking off full speed. It takes, we'll say a minute. That may be less than that, but this is a minute of you running, like, your full speed to get back. So, I'll say you come bursting out. We'll say you come bursting out basically where you are on the map currently. But as you get there, bag a little bit heavier with loot. Mines a little bit more full of questions as wings are sprouted and why do spiders have so much loot and what was going on with all of this stuff. You come back to what once was the serene kind of moseying caravan that you've known for so many days to a somber chaos where you see destroyed carts, remains of both spiders and broken legs, shattered carts, dead horses, people crying, fires being put out. There's an air of ozone. You see, you hear moans of pain, the scent of burning hair, and you look up and down, and most of your caravan, while there is pockets of preservation in areas, there is a large amount of devastation. And it's just, again, everything was hunky-dory about a minute ago, and now things have just gone to shit. So you have made you're back on the road, you're back on the scene. What do you do?
I want to find the other party.
Gotcha. Okay. So you head back. You're basically right there, and you see your boss, the dwarf, kind of like elevated, like standing on like the bench of his cart, sort of berating those people. And you notice that there is only 3 of them, where there once was 4. And the kind of the old graybeard, the seemingly powerful wizard who was there before, is no longer there. And just this it right here. Yes. I'm sorry, 5. There's 4 now. And he's just yelling at these guys. And he's just like, oh, what do you think? I hired you on to protect me from all these things, and you just sit there and you fucking cower as all these things come running up and attack us. One of your friends is killed by a spider. People are dying all over the place. And he points at the cart in front of him, and he goes, if it wasn't for her, the rest of us would pretty much all in the back here be dead. And he points at the cart where you see kind of there is this, the ground around the cart in front of you is blackened. The dirt is black. There is that heavy scent of ozone coming from it, and you see kind of like looking out, and like the flap sort of kind of goes back into the back of the cart. And this is Farida, the tiefling warlock that Rosman had introduced you to, and she kind of like, you know, like there's a hard, I'll say whatever, there's like a little bit of a blush as she kind of like goes into the back and reserved, and he goes, but, and then like all the people on the ground are like, I'm sorry, we're just a bunch of actors, and we just really liked the idea of being adventurers, and we thought we could make some money, and we didn't think it would be bad, but then it was bad, and now, and they're like crying and whimpering into each other's arms and like freaking out, and it's just a mess.
So basically they look clean.
They don't look clean. They are disheveled and like messed up, and they're smudged, and there's like some tattered clothes, and they're not. I guess I should say they're not clean. They're just like huddled up together, and like I said, one of the guys is dead, and you can see as you get closer that there are very clear, large like mandible wounds in his like neck area right around here, and they are just like. And they're like, and he's like, oh, and you had all these fucking weapons. They're like, they're just props. We're stage actors. We just thought it would be a good way to make money. We're just trying to travel, and they're all like whimpering and crying, and then your dwarven previous proprietor turns and sees you, and he sort of pales a little bit because you think he realizes what he did, and he's like. And he kind of like looks back at them with a scowl, and he goes, I don't want to see your faces ever again. I don't care where you go in this caravan, but you are not in my employ, and you won't be getting a cent of what I promised to pay you. And he kind of like looks back, and they kind of like, and they like scramble off, like running, like the group of them together, trying to help each other up. And you can see one of them's limping, and one of them is using the old like wizard-looking guy's staff as like a walking stick because his leg is broken. The bard's loot is like cracked. It's like the strings are broken. The neck is the neck is cracked. The strings are basically the only thing that's keeping it somewhat in a loot shape. And they all go running off towards the front of the caravan, just running away because they don't want to be anywhere near this guy. And he goes, "Oh yeah, I fucked up. So, I'm guessing you probably don't want your oldest job back, but if you do, I guarantee I'll be paying you double what I promised. If I could. And I'm so sorry I ever questioned your capabilities. They were such good storytellers, and they seemed so powerful. And then, they clearly weren't. And we got into a sore bit of mess, and you kind of see him looking up and down, and you can see again what I described earlier, just destruction. And he's just like, I am so sorry. I don't know if you can ever find it in your heart to forgive me for what I done. But if you can, like I said, I'll double your pay. 20 gold per 10 day. If you'll have me.
I look at him.
And he does seem like he's pale, and you do see he's scratched up a bit himself. No serious wounds, but he's cowed, he's meek, and he's kind of shuffling his feet back and forth, kind of looking down, not actually looking you in the eye, looking at the ground at your feet as he's saying all this.
You know what? Yeah.
Oh, well. I thank you, and I know I'll be... It's been...
But...
And he kind of looks up at you.
Pay me that, what you just said, plus another perfume bottle.
Oh, yeah, of course. Again, absolutely, I'm so sorry. And, and he kind of just gestures at the back of the wagon, just... if you want it now, you can have it. If not, we can wait till we...
I'll wait until the end.
Well, thank you. And he's hops down off the cart and comes over and reaches up to grab your hand. Still not really looking you in the eye, but shaking your hand very thankfully as he's just overjoyed to have you back in his employ and someone that can clearly knows how to protect people. So,
all right.
What else would you like to do as these guys are walking back?
Basically, I'm just gonna turn to him. Are you all right? Anything?
No, I'm fine. There's some that are a lot worse off than I am, so I managed to, like I said, our friend here, your friend's friend, she kind of went above and beyond and did things the likes of which I never seen before. Terrifying things, but effective.
Yeah. I think I need to talk to her. But in the meantime, I'm going to help others.
Okay.
So we can move.
And he just kind of goes and sits back down on the caravan, by the horses, and you can see that there's kind of disarray up in front, but he's just hands on his knees, kind of breathing heavy, just trying to reacclimate to the situation as everything's starting to calm down. And then are you just going back and trying to help people, or what was your plan? Sorry.
Yeah, I'm just going to start helping people. If I have to move bodies, all that stuff.
Gotcha. All right, so I'll say as you start moving up, you kind of move back. I guess we'll move towards the back of the caravan first because it's just shorter distance. Nathan's caravan has a broken wheel, but for the most part, he's fine, and so is the Silk. Reginald is okay. He was rescued pretty early on by Odella. You said that you gave away this cart, so we'll just get rid of that off the map. So that solves that. And you move your way up start moving your way up the caravan as you kind of, again, taking your time, inspecting, making sure people are okay. At which point, I'll say that you guys will have made your way back. And again, the three of you, Rozhorse, with dead bodies on your back, Odella, where you see this carnage and this chaos as you make your way back into the camp.
Rozhorse goes towards Brenda and
Okay.
brings Sam the Hopeful over and just kind of like lowers her head down.
Gotcha. Yeah, so you, and she is, she's upset, clearly. But it's like, you know, she just kind of looks down at, I think Brenda was a dwarf. Was Brenda a dwarf? I think so. Maybe.
That sounds right.
I don't remember because you changed your name so drastically. Everybody else's names were like relatively close, and you're like, Brenda! So, okay. That's my Katie impression. So she's like, and she kind of like looks, because there's weird to see a horse with like nobody guiding it, just dropping off a dead body. But she goes, I knew one day his cheerfulness would be the end of him. And as you look, you see his cart. His horses are slain, and his cart wheels are broken down on the ground, and all of the porcelain in the back is just shattered into pieces.
Well, does she take off the other body, or does she just take off Sam's? Because I don't want to switch back into a person and then just onto the floor.
We'll say that she does that too, but she's obviously more focused on Sam.
Okay, well then she turns back into a person.
Okay. And she says, "Oh, I didn't realize it was. Anyway, I'm sorry you had to do that."
Oh, I'm sorry I couldn't save him. I really tried.
Well, I appreciate it, and I'm sure there's others that need some assistance. I'll be fine. I'll attach myself to some other group.
Okay. If she gives her a hug.
Okay, and the hug is reciprocated. You also notice that Lascivious Longnose, that caravan is completely destroyed, and you see the kind of like bloody arm just like hanging out the back of the caravan, and the horses, the reins are cut and they're nowhere to be seen.
Well, she's just gonna go and then use her good berry flowers and cure wounds on some people.
Okay. So as you're going down the line, and kind of like light, you're going up the line, I guess, and Rosalind's going down. And what about Odella and Mir?
I'm heading back towards Nathan.
Okay. What about Mir?
I'm gonna go with her.
Okay. Yeah. Clearly, you got to find these wings, but. Okay. So I guess what I'll just do is I'll systematically just describe down the line, since everybody's going up and down and helping people. So the Saralin brothers seem to be fine. You notice, and I guess I should describe up and down there are more of those purple bulbous creatures dead, as well as a significant amount of spiders. And you also see that there's disarray up with the Cult of the Dragon, but you guys aren't really focused on that, so you see that, and most of the dead bodies of guards and caravan leaders, they are, there's clear claw marks or slash wounds or spider bites and things of that nature. You notice most of the dead around the Saralin brothers' caravan is the wounds on the creatures are seemingly blunt object inflicted. The dead spiders and the ettercaps and things. Green Imsa, she's again, everybody's disheveled. Nobody is clean by any means, but she seems pretty much all right. Like, she didn't really. There's just so much chaos around her that she seemed to kind of be okay. Alder Ripplehurst, who's the lawyer that you guys met. His caravan destroyed. Horse is dead. He is also dead. The creepy weird dude, who is sometimes completely staring off into the distance, silent, other time tells really funny jokes, apparently. That, like, breaks the stream. I don't know, it was weird. But also, like, sing songs. Like, he is, again, out front of sitting on his bench. He's a little scratched up and a little disheveled, but he's, again, just staring off into the distance, not making eye contact, being weird. The guy who you didn't even really get a chance to meet, who was the ale salesman, he's dead. And so his cart destroyed. Horses not dead on the ground, but gone. This person you've never met before, so they don't get described. Really, Sylvester the Pole, he's dead. One of his horses is still tied to the carriage, and his cart was basically the jail cart that had any of the remaining prisoners in the back. His cart is now unattended as he is dead. Otis, the guy who was selling the birds.
Are the prisoners dead, or?
No, the prisoners are fine. They were in the cages. They're fine.
Okay, so they're just sitting there like...
I mean, terrified. And it smells awful in the cart. But they were protected by steel bars, and again, against spiders, that's a pretty good defense. Otis, even more, the bird salesman, his cart is completely wrecked. All of the birds are dead. You see a lot of the cages are ripped open, and there's dead bird corpses. Again, there is a heavy surrounding of dead spiders around his cart. Cart after his, you never met the person, but you watched her die last time before you went to go save the others. Virgil Highflame, your favorite noble, he managed to survive. His horses also managed to survive, one rescued by you guys. Pompous asshole, but apparently his guards are sufficient. Mir, Winona, the cart kind of guard that was helping you protect the Cholton wood that Eri was selling, Winona unfortunately slain during the combat as well. We already talked about the dead halfling who was poisoned. Felicia and Jeff, they're both alive, but Felicia left to go... She moved up to the cart of the person that was killed, that you didn't meet, and she goes up there, and she's there. She said it was a good friend of hers. So that's what she says anyway. And then Farida, the perfume cart, Reginald and the furs, and Nathan and the silk. Yes, by Felicia, indeed. So, it's a brief description of everything that's going on.
As she mentions that it was her friend, can I insight check Felicia?
Sure. Is there a way that I can hide my rolls? Probably not.
Yeah, there is.
Is there? Do I have to hide all of my rolls? Actually, I won't be able to hide them because they're on the stream.
Yeah, I was gonna say, it's like, just roll a die. In person.
Would you believe it that I don't have a D20 in arm's reach right now? This is
Are you kidding me?
like not?
I've been in your basement.
I know. Oh wait, I have tiny little baby dice. We'll roll one of these. There we go. Yes, Sean, I have 1,000 dice, but they're all over there. Yeah, you get the feeling she's telling the truth.
Okay, continue on.
And she does tell you that... did I give... It's her friend Piper, by the way, she says. That Piper was her friend. And you see her, kind of resetting everything. But you do know... Actually, make me perception checks. Well, I guess just Odella, because you were the one who was really... Unless Rosman was also there. Whoever was focused on her conversation. Okay? Roswin, you do notice in the back a glint of something shiny as she's kind of resetting the cart to move it forward. That's that. Yeah, is there anything else you guys... Oh, I should say, comes running up... someone comes running up to you, Roswin. And it's just like... Oh my god. And she's like, tears, like mascara running, tears pouring down her face. And she's just...
Shut up, is the other one dead?
She's just like, my sister's... she's dead, and OMG. She's just like crying and can't handle it that her twin sister has been killed.
Oh no. She pats her on the back and is like wiping her tears, and she's like...
And she's just like, and it's just an ugly but like still annoying cry.
Would your sister want you to look like this right now?
No, no. It's just a lot. And she's like fanning her face a lot, and she's trying, but like she's still like tears constantly streaming down. She just looks a mess. She's got heavy raccoon eye going on. It's just not a good look.
She's just gonna like shush her and rub her back and be like, listen, even when your sisters aren't there, they're always here. That's what having a sister is. And she wouldn't want you to be upset like this, but you could get her name tattooed along with progress and destiny.
OMG, that's like such a good idea.
Well, you just rest, get yourself in the back of a cart, and you just need to relax. And
yeah. And she just goes and like sits on the back of like a random cart because she's just devastated. Oh my god, it's just so hard. Melissa. Anyway, so, is there anything else you guys want to do? Specific things you'd like to see while you're...
check in with my girlfriend.
Frida,
yeah.
before I jump into that conversation, is there anything else anybody else would like to do?
I'm just heading back towards Nathan since technically I'm employed by him, so I just want to make sure that everything's hunky-dory and see if he needs anything.
Okay. Light, you seem to be the stoic warrior who does all of these things. So is there anything... Let me ask you, because I feel like... is there anything that you're doing specifically?
No, I just... Whatever... just helping out people, and then eventually I'll go back to my cart.
Make me... Since you're, stopping at each person to help, make me a medicine check.
Oh, shit.
Well then.
Natural 20.
Field medicine for the win.
Here we go. Well, first of all, because I haven't talked about it in a while, and we have a lot of new folks, including Boombox, who I haven't seen on this stream, and I don't know how long, like since episode 3, like 2 years ago, because I remember because I rewatched that episode. We have a drinking game, folks. If you'd like to play along, you obviously can. But... Light, you notice, for the most part, everything is as it seems. However, you do notice the occasional wound on some of the either the horses or the dead, like, townsfolk people, like the travelers. Because again, there's a lot of people that are kind of no-name NPCs that I'm not going through the effort of describing. Yeah. Some of them, surprisingly, blunt wounds, and from what you saw, there were usually claws, teeth marks on the majority of these, although sporadically, not enough to really discern a pattern. There are some that seemingly were struck down by some sort of blunt force object.
Okay.
Again, maybe it's nothing, could have been a horse kick, you don't know. it's enough to give you pause as you're moving through.
Okay.
Okay, I've done.
Keep that in mind.
I've said my piece. So there you go. All right, you guys make your way and things start to wind down. You make your way back to Nathan's cart and all that good stuff. So I'll say that the cart basically everybody kind of gets stuff going together and moves a little bit down the road just because nobody wants to be here. Food's here. At this location because there's a lot of death and bad memories here at this spot. So you go after sufficient burial rites, which done to whoever, whatever it is, funeral pyres, burials, whatever everybody wants to have happen to their dead associated is taken care of. And then you guys, you can't. It's towards the end of the day, but everybody just wants to get out of this scenery because it's grisly, a lot of bad memories. So you guys, the caravans get up, what's remaining, move around, clear the road, and you guys travel down maybe an hour down the road just to kind of try to leave that stuff behind you before you settle down for the night. It is now the evening. I know there was some roleplay stuff we wanted to deal with, so Roswin, we'll say that your conversation with Farida happens at night, and then that way Odella and Mir can have their moment before we have to lose Liz to packing and sleeping. Yeah. So, ladies.
It's a Roswin.
You and Odella are gonna talk first.
This is much more somber than I imagined it being.
Listen, I also full stop. Little peek behind the curtain. Too many fucking NPCs to handle, so I had to take care of some of these guys.
Yeah, totally understandable.
Also, I don't know. It helps make everybody feel like when you guys make it, like it's like, oh, guys, we made it. Like, and you have lasting friendships with people that you may want to come back and see because you've been through this hardship together. Storytelling.
Yeah.
Anyway, you guys settle down for the evening. You're wherever you want to be at a campfire in your cart, but you're together.
So, Mir wants to kind of she's not very talkative. She doesn't want to pry. She gets that people have stuff they don't want to talk about. She's kind of just looking at her and questioning.
Occasionally poking her
what happened.
I assume that we're in the cart. Probably. She's gonna kind of look at you and so the whole, you know what, let's skip that. I have something for you.
Mir just looks at her, raises her eyebrows.
And then she'll pull out the holy symbol that Roswin made earlier, which is a holy symbol of Lyra, and she'll kind of hold it out to you. It's made of really nice wood because Roswin rolled so well on things. She'll hold it out, and I know this seems like a strange time, but I don't know. I guess people turn to gods at difficult times. This isn't. She's a goddess of happiness, but maybe in a sad time she can grant you happiness. I just thought maybe you would want something like this since you seem to be interested.
And Mir's ears go back, and she gets all sad and emotional and stuff. And she's like, "That's for me."
Yeah, I thought I'd spread the joy, even though today was not as joyful as I would have hoped it would have been.
And she just reaches out and grabs it, and she's like looking at it and like, touching it and looking at the wood. It's beautiful. I love
Very nice. Because she did a very good job carving.
It is a very nice chunk of wood, by the way. Like, I think it was canary wood. Was that what we decided?
No, we picked the black one and then
Did
we
we?
painted. Yeah, we painted the colors on it.
Okay.
I think I rolled a 27 with guidance.
Yeah,
Wow.
gotcha. So it is like, it's awe-inspiring, this pendant. Not super big, but it is like, I don't know. For a piece of wood, this is like, there is zero cat urge to scratch this piece of wood. Let's say that much.
She just looks at Odella and she's like, just like, and I don't know what to say. And she asks her, how do I use it?
There's not really much of a use. Some people like to just have symbols of their patrons. Some people like to hold on to it while they pray, just to give them something to hold on to. I don't know. I'm not super religious, but I just thought it would be a nice gesture.
Well, I don't know if this is something that you'd be okay with, but would you show me how to pray like you?
I mean, sure, there's not much to it. With Lyra, you basically pray every day. We're just trying to spread joy and happiness and good parties. But in the quiet moments at night, I like to just thank her for any little gift that I receive through the day, like a new friend, or maybe feeling like I can share a secret. Shut up, Ted. I saw your comment on the stupid thing.
Well, she just.
There's not much to it.
Well, I really, after today, I feel like there's not enough of those things in the world. So I'd like to pray with you when you pray in the morning.
Okay. And I'll tell you about the other thing sometime. I just think I need it to be a secret for a little while longer.
I understand. I know we all have secrets.
Then she lays down and goes to bed.
You're still kind of looking, but she's not gonna ask anymore.
Good.
Well,
They need cuddles.
you're lucky I didn't have. Now I'm gonna go find sexy time music because I didn't have any sensual porn music in game. Most of that was spent scrolling through. I've got about 400 tracks in here, and I'm like, son of a bitch. It's like, what do I have? I was like, battle music isn't good. What do I have that I could use? And I was
So
like,
glad that didn't happen.
You're dead.
I'm a little annoyed with myself because I think the best I have would have, I don't even think I have anything. I have relaxing, sleepy music.
You guys are gonna wake up one day and Floyd is gonna be standing there rubbing his leaves together like, ooh yeah.
Only if you make it that way, Katie. Only if you make it that way.
Hey puppy.
So, okay. So that happened. Was there anything else that you two would like to discuss? Because I know, Lizzie, you're going to have to jet in a little bit here. Is there anything else that you wanted to do specifically before, just in case, time runs out and you've got a jet?
Well, I'm not gonna say anything else to Odella. We're gonna go real hard tonight.
Sure.
She falls asleep. Mir whispers some things to Godlira.
Mm.
Or her friend.
Sure. We'll say also during this time period, any items you guys wanted to attune or deattune from, that we'll just have assumed that has happened.
Ring of Shooting Stars for days.
All right, so you have your Ring of Shooting Stars. I'm going to assume Roswin has the Rod of Resurrection, correct?
Yeah, right now I have my staff attuned, Shield of Arrow Catching, and my Resurrection Rod attuned.
Gotcha. Okay, and Odella, you've got your staff, the ring, and that's it?
Yeah, I'm not gonna attune to that other ring.
Not yet, anyway.
Yeah, I want to see if people maybe want to trade.
Sure, fair. Light, you are attuned to what items at the moment, just so I know?
My necklace and that one ring. Necklace, ring.
One ring. Oh my
the-
gosh, that's
The
disturbing.
one ring that rules them all.
Yes, yeah.
Because water walking is not.
No, it's not attunement.
Okay.
So
yeah,
you...
the ring of the ram and dragon lash.
Okay. So, necklace, ring of the ram, dragon lash. Because Light did get a ring of the ram from, I believe, from Hicks's donation, so Barb's got some range now. And then I think Mir has now... She has her cloak. The dancing sword is attunement. And then now you have your nice fancy new luck blade. So I'm going to guess that you probably attune to that as well, correct?
I can attune to both of them.
You can attune to 3 things total, so you can have all 3 if you would like.
Yeah.
Okay.
Is the cuff thing attunement?
It is not.
Oh, dope.
So, and Light, did they decide to give you the arachnid fan braces? Was that a thing that went to you?
Yes.
Got it. Okay, then I will give that to you in a sec here. So, okay, so that's cool. More items to be given out. And then there's all the other shit that we gotta... Who has the lions currently? Do you have them, Katie? Not that it matters, but...
I don't really have them. I think they're just in the pool of items at this point.
Okay, that's fine. I just wanted to see, just in the next few minutes, decide who has them in case we get into a combat situation. You guys know who has them if you want to use them. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Okay, so we'll say that all of that attunement stuff happened. Now I guess we'll jump to Roswin Farida conversation.
Yeah.
Okay.
Roswin just kind of comes up and knocks on her wagon if she's inside.
Yeah, she's inside, so she'll obviously welcome you inside. And, you're clearly welcomed into said caravan.
She just kind of looks her over. Are you okay? I'm sorry I ran off. I get, one-track minded, and I saw Sam get swooped up, and I just took off.
She says, "Oh no, it's fine." She said there was a lot more than anticipated. I unfortunately had to unleash some things that I had not hoped that I would have shown to folks, but there were just so many.
Yeah. I mean, did anybody react poorly to it, or were we all just happy to be saved?
It was more, I mean, at the time, there was some terror, I guess, but, when they look at all the carnage that was dealt up and down this caravan, I think that the ultimate goal is, people probably aren't going to mess with me, but, everybody's thankful to be alive.
Well, that's good. Well, I'm just happy that you're okay, and it seems like you saved quite a few people. So once again, you're just proving that you got spunk and you're using your powers the right way.
Well, I do what I can. So, I did want to apologize to you. Because it's kind of, how do I want to say this? So it's not my fault, I guess, really. But sort of my ancestors' fault that we both have to go through what we go through, I guess.
What do you mean?
Well, a long time ago, people like you and I, we kind of, I guess you could say we have a sort of uniform look. The off-color skin, the tail, the horns, things like that. And didn't always used to be like that. A long time ago, tieflings looked all manner of different ways. Some maybe horns, small horns, big horns, maybe a tail, maybe not. Some would just have different color eyes or different color skin, and that was it. Completely indistinguishable from any other person. And one of my ancestors is the reason that all of the tieflings look the way they look now. And I know that's not really my fault, but I just wanted to apologize to you because I've seen, and she kind of like gestures to the turban and like the back brace and all that stuff, but it's just, like I said, it's not really my fault, but my family's fault that you have to go through what you go through, and for what it's worth, I just wanted to apologize for that.
Well, I mean, like you said, it's not your fault, and since I left the forest, I got to meet you, and this is the first time I've ever met another tiefling, and you're so good. You're so everything that everybody says that we're not, and that's just gives me a lot of hope. And you look the way you do, and I look the way I do, but you've shown me my soul, and you've shown me yours, and they're still beautiful, regardless of all that. So you don't need to apologize. I don't really fully understand what your ancestor could have done, but it's fine. I'm used to it.
Well, I mean, there's no undoing it, so it is what it is. But if you're ever curious about any of that, I mean, it's not really a secret. I can tell you. It just, I don't want. Well, if you want to know, I can tell you. But there's a lot.
She kind of just cozies herself in, and she's like, I got time.
Well, all right. And she starts to tell you, and I may come back to this, it starts to tell you the story of Briseis Kakistos, the Brimstone Angel, and her ancestor. But I'm going to make sure I don't leave light hanging, because with everybody. So I just want to make sure everything's good with Lux before, or if there's anything that you would like to do. Like, let me rephrase that.
No.
You sure?
Same stuff, yep.
Okay. I don't want to leave you out there hanging, So.
Hey, they have partners, I'm solo.
Hey, that's cool.
Oh,
I'm just
you someone
I'm just listen, I I don't want to be that guy.
It's okay. It's me and Rue. It's okay.
Got it. Well,
Oh,
you're.
no, Roswin loves you the most.
Well, you are again. Training montage and all that. There will be a tangible benefit in the future. I promise to that. But we'll do that. It's gonna be a while, so hold out. So she tells you about how. So Farida goes on to tell you about the Brimstone Angel and the Toral 13, a gathering of 13 tiefling warlocks who had accepted power. Oh, good night, Liz, by the way, since you're heading out, so you say goodbye.
Good night, Liz. Bye.
Drive safe, have fun on your grueling road trip.
Yes, I will see you on the other side.
Be safe.
Drive
I need my
safe,
snuggle
yeah.
buggy.
Yeah, let us know when you get there.
Bye, loves.
Take care.
So to continue on there. Oh, we lost Odella. I gotta move some cameras around real quick.
But I'm right here.
There we go. We're back.
No, I have big head again.
I can zoom it out if you want.
I want.
Okay, hang on. Oh, nope, I can't.
Alright, well, ladies and gents, enjoy.
I guess you can maybe zoom out your own cam. That might do it, but...
I don't know how to do that.
So she tells you of this Toral 13, a group of 13 warlocks that accepted power. There's convolutions in the story, but basically they were this first group of warlocks who accepted power from Asmodeus, who at that time was not god of the Nine Hells, but was just an archdemon, or I guess an archdevil technically. But anyway, she had taken these powers on because her plan was to overthrow Asmodeus and gain all of this power for herself, but in doing so, in binding the tieflings' power to these warlock power to Asmodeus, as such, all ancestors and descendants of tieflings going forward were doomed to bear Archduke. Thank you. Were doomed to bear the resemblance of Asmodeus going forward. Hence the horns, the tail, the off-color skin, things like that. So, yeah.
That was a tail.
Basically,
she waves her tail around.
and again, she apologizes for that. But
It's okay.
long story even longer, my you know what, that's probably enough. Yeah.
Are you sure? You sounded like you had something else to say.
It's well, I think I told you that this soul sight power that I have is not was granted to me by comes from being a chosen. Did I tell you this? I can't remember I also can't remember if I told you this, so.
Yeah, I remember. Yep.
Gotcha.
And I was like, him? Say what? You're so nice. And you were like, oh.
Yeah, essentially, my ancestor, she had this plan to have a child be born that would be her reincarnated. It's a whole long thing, but basically it wasn't one child, it turned out to be two. And that's...
You and your sister. Oh my god.
And these powers are from this ancient pact that great-grandmother, or who my ancestor had put together, so... That's where all this comes from.
Well, that is an amazing story, and I'm really happy that it was you and your sister, who I know you love, got these powers because, like I said, you guys are great. You're a really responsible person, and I'm just super happy I got to meet you.
Well, it's nice to meet someone who's also gone through some of the same things I have, and it's unfortunate that you've had to do so, but it's nice to see that you're staying strong.
Well, not gonna lie, sometimes I get a little down, and it's not nice being treated differently, but it made me who I am, so I'm thankful for that when I really think about it.
Yeah.
Which is not all the time. Sometimes I get down, but I try my best.
Well, thank you for listening. It's nice to be able to talk to somebody about this.
Anytime. I'm always here.
Well, thank you.
And she kind of sits there for a second and she's like, oh, I mean, like, I don't have to be here, like, if you want to go to bed, though, because I know it's getting late, so I can, I'll be over there, but, I'm here. So I'm gonna, okay. All right, good night.
Good night. Okay. And then we'll have the evening come to a close. Actually, no, I lied. So as you head back to your Roswin, as you head back to your tent, or where were you staying again? There's been so much change, I don't even remember.
No, she still stayed with her employers this whole time.
Okay, so as you're heading back to where the Saralin brothers are, you see, like, kind of off to the side of the road, sitting down, like, crying, essentially, sobbing, and then kind of huffs, and again, still crying, kind of gets up and walks off a little ways into the woods, is Brenda. Just, like, near her cart, or near their cart, because she jumped on board with your guys, because you're right behind her, and she's just, like, sobbing, hands on her, like, elbows on her knees, sobbing, and then as you're, just kind of continues sniffling and kind of walks off into the woods.
No, I'm going after her. There's fucking spiders and shit out there. No way.
Alright, so you walk off, and you kind of see, like, as you travel maybe 30 feet, 60 feet off the road, kind of, there's like a stump, and she's kind of like leaned up against the stump, and just sort of like bawling and sobbing into this, into her hands as you approach.
Hey, Brenda.
And you can see, like, shuddered breaths as she tries to sort of catch herself, like, what's the word I'm looking for? Compose herself. And she goes, how are you?
I mean, I'm okay. How are you?
And she kind of, like, gets up off the ground and, like, has a hand on her face and, like, a hand on the stump. And she's like, I've been better.
Yeah. I'm really sorry. I know I said I was gonna try to help protect him and his big cart of porcelain. It's so silly, but I couldn't. I tried really hard.
Because I know it's rough, being out here, and you think you've been doing this as long as I've been, and it seems like it shouldn't be, like, you'd get used to it, but You never do.
I don't think anybody should ever get used to something like that.
I just, you know, that all this happened, I'm sorry.
What are you sorry for?
And you can kind of see, like, different emotions going across her face. It's so much, and and then you hear, like, footsteps, and as you turn around, you hear, like, OMG, you guys too? And it's your twin friend here, and she's just like, are you here to cry? And she's like, again, still fanning, still just a wreck.
Oh no.
And she just says, and she goes, it's so much, and I can't handle this. And, like, she kind of moves in, to stand next to Brenda, and then she's just like, I can't. And then Brenda's like, oh yeah, here. And she puts her hand, and is patting Valley Girl on the back, whose name I totally have forgotten.
I don't remember.
I really don't remember. And then she goes, "Oi, but," and she kind of again steadying hand on her shoulder and says, "I am, I'm sorry too." And she kind of says that, and as she says that, her voice is like there's no hint of sadness in her voice anymore, and it's just a somber, straight tone. And then, like, she turns to look at you, Roswin, as does the Valley Girl, and they both say, in an exactly similar voice, "We're sorry." And you watch as their form shifts. Brenda grows taller, as does the twin. All manner of clothing disappears and is absorbed as their skin is replaced with dark blue skin, their heads a bulbous shape, their eyes lidless, pupilless yellow orbs, tall, lanky figures with large, meaty fists, and they strike out at you, and we're going to take a break.
What the fuck?
Oh, it's nice knowing ya.
Two doppelgangers.
Why they're beating me up? I'm a nice lady.
Yeah, they know that because they can read your thoughts. Pick out the weak one and let's go for her. Or the easier to manipulate one, let's say.
Sensitive.
And then I guess I should... Where is it? It's right here.
Very nice.
And yeah, guys, we're going to take a short break. We'll be back in about 5 minutes, and we'll see what happens as the two doppelgangers have Roswin alone in the woods.
I'm being doppelganger.
Yeah.
Oh no. Oh no.
I'm going to leave that one alone. Because there's no right or wrong way to answer. There's only a wrong way to answer that, let's say. Alright, we'll be right. Alright. So welcome back, everyone. I guess I need to change the music up, huh? We're in battle now.
Yay.
Yeah. That one's too much. This one's called Battle/Plot Points, so...
Yeah.
I will, which I didn't mean to, but I will point out that this is the same day as the fight with the spiders.
Yeah, I know.
I didn't mean to do it that way, but it just was the only day that seemed it all fit too well for my story beats.
It's fine. I only use one spell anyway.
Okay, well then that's not so bad.
Yeah.
And you would have had your wild shapes back because it's been hours.
Mm-hmm.
So, okay. That's that. Cool. Alright, so they're gonna go first, and this is gonna be a surprise round, because this was not anticipated.
Mm-hmm.
And, they get advantage on attacks, creature they surprise. So, 1, 2, does a 15 hit.
Nope.
Okay, second attack for the first guy. Does a 20 hit.
Yes.
Okay, so that is gonna do... I'm sorry, Katie. But I'm not really.
I know.
16 points of damage. And then the second one's gonna go. And miss. And then 15 misses, right?
Yep.
So that's the first round. Now it's back to the top of the round. It's their turn again. So they're gonna go, but they don't get advantage. It's just a regular attack. But a 23 is probably gonna hit, right?
Yep.
For 5 damage. And then the second attack is a 22, which will probably hit, right?
Mm-hmm.
For 7 damage. And then the second one's gonna go for 21 for 6 damage. And then the last attack is a 14. So it misses.
Okay.
Now it is your turn.
Great. Well, first thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna scream for help.
Okay, that's fine.
And then second thing I'm gonna do is cast Moonbeam at level 3 on both of them.
Okay. So that's centered on them. Okay, so they have to make Constitution saves, right?
Yep.
Okay, where's my... There we go.
So
Okay,
that's 21 if they don't make it.
gotcha. Not
11
bad.
if they do.
Okay, they don't get anything special against magic. That's a pass, and that's a fail. So one pass, one fail. We'll say Brenda passed, for all intents and purposes.
Fuck you, Brenda.
Or was it ever actually Brenda? Who knows?
I don't know. I don't know.
Or is
And then bonus action, I think I can use up to half my level in Fey Heal.
you can.
Is that rounded up or down?
That is rounded down.
Okay, so 2d6 of healing to myself.
I'm assuming you don't
Yeah.
want to move because they're right up on you.
Yep.
Okay. So, at this point, I guess the remainder of the party, everybody make me... you know what? Lux, you make me a perception check. Odella and Mir will make me perception checks at disadvantage because they're sleepy cuddles. So... Oof. That is a Mir is gonna use her luck blade and use its ability to re-roll an ability check right now and roll again.
Does Pygot get a perception check?
Sure. Why not?
You know, just trying. I'm just trying.
But she has to take the new roll on her perception check, which is 23. So, Pygot is also like a sleepy kitty around Sleepy Odella's neck. And Lux is too in the zone, the warrior zone, you know, that stoic, shut everything off and focus on training, or, you know, teaching a badger how to fight. Whatever, either way, you don't notice. But, as if somehow, which I realize is impossible from her sleep, to activate the luck blade. But we'll say that for this purposes, sure. Maybe she wasn't fully asleep yet. I don't know. It's fine. I've decided, by the way, I'm going to warn you guys now, that once you guys make it to Waterdeep, the training wheels are off, so I'm not doing the DM thing, or, oh, you could use this if you wanted to. We're going, like, you guys are responsible for yourselves. But until then, I'll help you guys out. Obviously, I'll answer.
She's even here.
Yeah, well, that's why I feel bad, because she's not here. So, yeah, she will wake up and shake Odella awake and say that she heard a scream, and sound 23 sounded like Roswin, and she will move. She'll get up half her movement speed to stand up from laying down and leap out the back of the cart. And now I will have you roll initiative as well as Mir. Well, that sucks for her. I should add her into the initiative though. 21. Where's she at here? And this is a 6. Got it. Cool. So it was here on Mir's turn. She woke you up, which actually works out well in the time frame. She jumps out the back of the cart. It is now your turn, Odella. I'll have you roll initiative in a sec, but we'll wait for that.
Do I see? Do I know where to go?
Nope, you just heard Mir say, I heard a scream. It sounded like Roswin. She leapt out the back of the cart. But she's only like 10 feet out the back of the cart.
Okay, I'm gonna send Pygot to look around, I guess. Try to figure out where see if he can fly overhead and see where the scream came from.
And what do you do?
I'm going
just lay down, go back to sleep, send Pygot out.
She needs her beauty rest.
I said I'd get out the cart and jump after, get out after.
Okay, so you get out. That's basically, that is your movement, essentially, to do that if you'd like to do anything else. I guess Mir would have dashed, too.
Do I see Lux anywhere?
Make me a perception check. Because you're still a little sleepy, you're waking up.
Little sleepy?
Yeah. Yes, you do. She's, off this, a little ways up and off to the side, and sort of I don't know, doing something Luxy, but focused on it.
Lux, Mir heard a scream. Do you know where it came from?
No. Sorry, I've been focusing.
Focus on this now.
Oh man, that Odella dialogue, that 20 charisma is unmistakable.
She's gorgeous as she says it, though.
Good.
Yeah.
She's so pretty. Oh my god.
Her hair waves in the wind.
Yeah, no bedhead here. So go ahead and roll initiative now too. Oops, I didn't want to do that. So, and then you yell out to her, did you want to move anywhere at all, or? Did you want to dash, I guess I should say?
I don't know where I'm dashing to.
I guess, because if Mir dashed up, you could run up to where she is, and you sent Pygot out to look
Yeah, I'll
around.
send him ahead to see if he can.
Yeah, I would dash that one.
Okay. So, Odella, you just went. It will be... Basically, this will be happening sort of simultaneously, Lux, but you're moving towards them. But we'll kind of... Because we're back and forth. So it's back to the doppelganger's turn, Rosman. So they're going to go for you.
They're gonna take moonbeam damage.
They are going to take moonbeam damage. You are correct.
12 or 6.
Fail. And the save's a 15, so that's a pass. So Brenda fails, and she's going to take 12. And then Valley Girl, which really they're both Valley Girls, but whatever. She takes 6. Got it. Alright, and now they are going to swing out at you. So, here we go. First swing is a hit. 21, right? So that is going to deal 5 points. Remember, it's going to knock off your 2 temporary hit points first. So only 3 points to your actual health. And then the second one's going to swing for a natural 1. So it's going to just whiff completely. Maybe it's the moonbeam in its eyes. Yeah, and then it is now... So, Lux, it is now, your turn. You're able to easily catch up to them where they are. You still have your action, though. You see the general heading that they're running in, but other than that, you don't really have a true direction, if that makes sense. You know what? Make me a perception check at disadvantage to see if you can hear the sounds of... You know what? I lied. Just make me a perception check. While I check a thing. Yeah, you're like, oh shit, there's a giant column of moon energy 40 feet high way over there. That's probably where we should go. So now you have a heading of where to go, because I didn't realize that Moonbeam is a consistent 40-foot high cylinder of energy. So there you go.
Perfect.
So you can
head
head...
everybody and head towards that way.
Okay, so you can dash your 80 feet. If you dash again on the next turn, you should be able to be there next turn. Because they were off 60 feet into the woods.
Alright.
Cool. So yeah, at this point you are still... Because it is through trees, so you're running, so that's why it's going to take you a little longer to get there, so...
Also, Ted, actually...
Yes.
Would doppelgangers be at disadvantage against Moonbeam because they're shape changers?
You are correct. So let's just see if... I'll do it for this turn. I'm not going to go retroactive, but we'll see if What's-Her-Face failed. No. So... but, good point. Good catch. Remind me of that next time.
Okay.
So... Okay, so that was your turn. Now, Roswin, it is your turn.
Okay, I'm gonna boot the Snoop.
Okay, boop the Snoop.
I guess Brenda, because I liked her more, so I feel more betrayed.
Gotcha.
17?
Yeah, 17 will hit. 11 damage. I was gonna give us like 14. That's the
Yeah, I was
crit.
like, what the hell?
That's for the crit. So that was your action.
Bonus action, I'm gonna heal myself 2 more.
Okay. Not bad. That's what you want. Alright, so that happened, and you have now, again, another 2 temporary hit points. So, that was your turn. It is now Mir's turn, who she will activate her Tabaxi run speed, which doubles her movement speed. So she'll run 60 feet. So she's almost caught up to where you are in the woods, Lux. And then she will dash as a bonus action, which will put her another 60 feet forward again. So she's not fully in the open area where you are, but she's about like 20 feet away from you. Roswin, but you can hear the rustling in the bushes as someone's running through. That was her bonus action, and the running is free because Tabaxi is crazy. And then she will, I guess, draw her new. The cuff will transform into a bow, and I put 2 arrows on it and loose both of them, one at each one, and you are within 5 feet of them, so it will count for sneak attack. So she'll shoot at probably Brenda, I guess, because that's the one you're like shaking a stick at, I guess we'll say. Mm-hmm. So first shot is a 15, which will hit actually, and that will be sneak attack damage, which is 15 points. So Brenda looks bad as far as a... Actually, nope. I mean, I told you it out loud, but that's fine. But you can't tell because you've never seen a creature like this, so its anatomy is hard to discern. But then a second arrow will also go for... with an 18, which will also hit, and this shot will not be... Maybe, if the thing will pop up. Maybe. There we go. Sneak attack, no. For 8 points to Valley Girl. And now, that will be her turn. It will go to Odella.
I will dash over to the beam of light.
Okay, so you can dash...
I think I'm gonna make it, though.
No, you can dash 60 feet. So you can kind of... You're basically... Lux is still in front of you by like 20 feet. But you can clearly see the light energy, but it's too hard with the trees to get like a shot off, basically.
Yeah.
And especially because they're outside of the range of your dark vision at this point when it's nighttime. Although you do have a nice light energy to give you a kind of a lamp to look at. And Pygot clearly imparts back to you that he also sees where this is. So, do you want to do anything specific with Pygot or no?
He gets there, though, shouldn't he?
What's this? I don't know what his fly speed is.
His fly speed's 60.
Okay, so he could dash over there, yeah.
He wouldn't be able to do anything.
Yeah, I mean, if he technically enters the moonbeam, he'd get hit for the damage, so...
Yeah, no, that's not...
And and Katie only has a good...
Avoid it.
She rolls her best damage when it's to kill your allies,
Yeah,
so...
that's the only
Don't
time.
do it, Pygot.
Stay out of my moonbeam and we'll all be good.
Alright, so that is your turn, Odella. It is now their turn. They are going to take moonbeam damage.
Yes.
There we go. That's more like it.
That's more like me.
But they do have disadvantage on the save, like you pointed out, so that will be a fail for the first one. And a fail for the second one, so they both take 7 points.
7 damage, count it.
Well, with that 7 damage, you watch as the light kind of like intensifies around what was once Brenda's form, and the creature, the kind of glowing golden eye orbs dim, and the creature drops to one knee and then falls, so its like lower torso is in the moonbeam and the upper torso has fallen out of it, and as it falls and is falling, you watch it reshape into a form of the other twin sister that you didn't see before, into the shape of, shrinking down in size into the shape of Brenda, into the face of a beautiful elven woman you've never seen before, into a heavily bearded man before it drops and hits the ground and then reforms back into that blue bulbous creature you saw. Dead. The other one kind of yells at you and it looks at you and points and says, "You'll pay for that." But that's, well, now it's its turn because the other one died. So now it's going to strike out at you with a 22.
Yep.
For 7. And then a 18.
Hits.
For 5. And then it's gonna move out of the moonbeam. And because I should have done this earlier, and it's just it doesn't leave your range; it just circles around you to the other side.
Yep.
Which would have been a smarter move.
Yeah.
But anyway, that's what it does. Lux, it is now your turn. You can see this from where you're at. If you dash all the way in, you'd be right up in there, but you could move up 40 feet and still do something else if you wanted to.
I go up 40.
Mm-hmm.
Where am I aligned with it?
You're pretty much right in line with it, because it's like a clearing, so you are about, they're kind of in the center of the clearing. You're basically in a line with it, like Roswin's here, the moonbeam energy is here, and it's like on this side, and you can kind of see Mira's crouched down with her bow out.
My thing is, can I punch it back in? In the moonbeam?
No, you wouldn't be able to get up to it to punch it back into the moonbeam. But yeah, because you're about 40...
No, using my ring.
Oh, no, you
That's
wouldn't...
what I mean.
I see. No, because you would be punching it... You wouldn't be able to punch it into the way it's lined up. You would be able to knock it into it.
That was my question.
Sure, good call.
Well, then I'll go up 40 feet.
Mm-hmm. Let's see what it does. So it's got
7?
Yeah. So it is a +7 to hit. So you roll a d20 and add 7 to hit. Hit. Now we'll just keep that damage. That's fine. It's it wouldn't be +7 damage. It's just +7 to hit. So
Okay,
it's
no,
the
I'm sorry.
2d. That's fine. 2d10 damage. And basically, you guys watch. Odella, as you're behind Lux, and Mira's again crouched down low. And Roswin, you see coming from nowhere in the woods outside of the range of your dark vision. You see something glowing. And moving relatively quickly, actually it's just at the edge of your dark vision, but moving quickly towards you, you see a spectral, does it say? No. Alright, so this spectral, golden head of a ram, horns down like it's charging, comes rocketing from the bushes and out of the woods, flies full force, impact into this doppelganger creature, hits it in the chest, just blasts a hole straight through the chest and out the other side, but the momentum carries the creature, what is that, 5 feet backwards, blasting it back. And again, as you see, as it's starting to fall, it's like the eyes are like blowing up into something else, and they're changing into all these different shapes as it hits the ground. And then the ram's head kind of just dissipates as it continues a little bit further past it, and the creature falls down dead on the ground.
Assholes. Roswin looks down at the body and she's like, I don't think you were very sorry at all. And it's not nice to take advantage of good people.
Oh my god! Oh, is everybody okay? Oh my god! Why do we keep running places?
What happened?
Oh, I was just trying to be nice. I saw Brenda crying and head into the woods, so I wanted to make sure she was okay. And then what's her face hashtag girl came into the woods, and she was crying, and we were all gonna group hug, and it was gonna be really nice. But then they were like, "We're sorry," and they turned into these things and started attacking me. And I honestly thought for a second that they were just gonna just kill me right off the bat, but thankfully you guys heard me and everything was okay.
I think at this point, it's like it boggles my mind kind of a little bit, kind of because just being in the rush. They were. Wait, one of them was that sister, what, Valley Girl?
Yeah, the one who was gonna get all the tattoos.
Oh. Do I recognize the creatures?
You can make me an Arcana check, let's say.
You said Arcana?
Yeah. I know it's clearly your strong suit.
Oh, yeah.
So, you don't know much about them, but people have heard of doppelgangers before. It's like, it's sort of like in the vein of Odella's like, nope, I know what a beholder is, but I'm not a doppelganger. But it's, it's, you've heard tales, I'll roll for me or two, what the hell, right? Nope, not a clue. But basically, you've heard that, everybody's heard tales of these changelings and the like, especially there's convolutions in history of like the fairy changeling type creatures who would steal away children or replace other people in their beds, and people would think they knew who they were their whole life, and it turns out they were someone else. But there's that kind of stories. It's kind of hard to tell. But essentially, that these creatures have the ability to take the form of any creature that they've seen. And, as you sort of saw Roswin, the transforming, the quickly changing, you saw them change form, and then also, as they were dying, the shifting and the all, jostling between different forms that they've been. But unfortunately, I'll say that you also know that the stories tell that there's really no way to tell the difference.
How, Roswin, do
Yeah.
they have any magic or anything on them?
They just kept hitting me. They changed, and then they just kept slamming into me and beating me up.
I wonder.
Make me a perception check. Light. Yep,
Natural 20.
That'll do it. As you look at these dead creatures on the ground, you see, they're clearly extremely, muscular looking, these guys. They're very fit, I guess I should say. But when you look at the kind of the size of the fists balled up, what you recognized earlier, you could get the feeling that were you to look, that this might be a similar match.
Okay. I meant to talk to you guys earlier. As I was looking at the bodies, some of them did not have puncture wounds, scratches. Just looked like they'd been hit. And I'm assuming that these creatures are the ones that did it. Meaning they were with us for a bit.
Well, I don't much want to stay out here. Kind of makes me really bothered that I just tried to be nice and they attacked me. I don't know anything about them, but I didn't even do anything to them. And they had their lives that they took up already. I don't understand.
Oh, well, I guess you would also know, we'll say this too. They don't have to, like, they can take the form of a creature while it's still alive. Like, they don't have to kill the creature to assume its form.
Mm-hmm.
Just to throw that out there. Makes things easier, obviously. But
Yeah. Who knows that? Because if I know that, then I want to make sure, go to their carts and stuff and make sure that the original people, if they're there or not.
Light knows that, I'll say, with her roll, because her roll's the best of the group, which is saying something. With the minus
I'll
one
go ahead and
intelligence.
mark that down. Yeah. I'll say it so you know.
Okay, well, we should go make sure, see if Brenda is still there and what's her face, if that was even. I don't even think they were really people that we ever met. I think it was them the whole time, the two sisters. But Brenda might still be okay.
I'll check with you.
Okay, so you guys make your way back to the caravan, and if you recall, the cart that Brenda was on was destroyed in the fight, and she was kind of off to the side. That was Sam's cart with all of the porcelain, and that was basically a total wreck, and you guys had moved on about an hour since you left that cart behind.
Well, we should still check.
By all means, you let me know what you want to do.
Do you guys want to go? Do some of us want to go?
How far back is it?
An hour.
An hour, but that, I mean, you guys... That's
You
an,
can
Right there pretty quick.
if you hoof it, you guys can make it there faster, because this was the caravan moving was an hour.
And yeah, we
Yeah.
got horses.
Yeah, you can take your horses.
Poppy!
Yeah, you guys could probably... I'll say you guys could probably get there in, I don't know, I'll say if you really push the horses... I mean, again, they've been walking, but you could probably, I don't know, we'll say like 20 minutes, half an hour. You guys could probably push it to get there.
Okay.
Safely, because it is dark and the horses can't see in the dark. You're using the moonlight, basically.
Mhm.
We'll cast light.
Okay. So is that the plan?
Yeah.
Okay. So we'll say, for all intents and purposes, the four of you do that, and you get back, and you kind of start looking through, and you see kind of buried beneath all of the broken porcelain is Brenda.
She did.
She's dead. Skull is smashed in.
Jerks. I guess let's bury her. It's the least we can do.
Yeah, start finding a spot. And
Probably bury
Take
her
him.
next to Sam.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, so you guys can obviously do that.
Druid craft flowers over their grave because YOLO.
Sure. YOLO, why not? I'm gonna give you inspiration for that, Katie, for playing up that little piece of how you're still trying to find the positive in all of the negative around you with the Roswin storiness. So,
Thanks.
give you inspiration for the real reason you're supposed to hand it out, not like stupid jokes like we always do.
Those are good too.
Yeah, that's how it started. Was like, that made me laugh. Here's inspiration. So, you guys are able to bury him. Everything's fine, and you guys move. Then I'm assuming you head back.
Yep.
Mhm.
Okay. So yeah, you guys make your way back. Nothing crazy happens this time. Everybody's still where they were before. Nothing. No cataclysmic events happened in your guys' departure. But you guys are tired. It's been a long day.
Flux, can I stay in your tent?
Sure.
Thanks.
Okay. So, everybody goes back to their tents, cuddles or otherwise. protection, mother figure slash, older warrior protector, tiny little turban tiefling.
Please pat my head while I sleep.
I pat her head.
Wish granted.
Yes.
I have to be careful when you say that nowadays, because there's one of those just floating around. So you guys go to sleep and wake up the next morning. But for what seems like the first time in forever, sun peeks through the clouds. And the storm clouds, the rain, the chill down to your bones that has happened for so long has dissipated. And you see rays of sun coming through, warming up the caravan, almost as if a new beginning on a new day and a new chapter in the Belladonna story. And everybody gets all their hit points back and their spells and all of that stuff. And you guys will also get some experience points, which I'll tell you in a second.
I didn't get the last experience.
You should have the same as Rosman, whatever Rosman has experience-wise.
I have 10,555.
Cool. So you should have that.
I don't. Is it 10,555?
Yep, 55.
Yeah.
And then you all get an extra 650 right now. I don't think that's enough to push you over, but...
$11,205.
That's what you have, right?
Yep.
Got it. Cool. And then Odella and Amir should have like 10,950, I think. Cool. Keeping track of experience accurately. Yes. Alright, so that... Yeah, you need... It's 14. Okay. It's level 6. So we're getting there. So, I'm like at a loss because all this craziness has happened. Let's move on. Where are we going? So, you guys get up the next day. And... What's up? Puppies are outside? Cool. Is he sleeping finally? Finally. Cool.
Hi, Claire.
Hi, Claire. Katie says hi.
Hola.
And Light says hi.
No, I said hola.
Well, Light said hola, and Laura doesn't care.
Well, that makes me sound terrible.
I mean, it's your lack of words, not mine. Anyway, so the next 2 days go by. You can change the music. It's a little downtrodden here, huh?
Yeah, we need some... Put on the Roslyn music.
I think that's this one. Yeah, for the next 2 days, things seem really nice and happy, and like people are still a wreck, you know. This has been a rough situation. Odella, you're now in command of like 1 million carts.
Yes!
You have like
What did they try to do with all of that? The extra goods? Like...
most of the things were kind of wrecked in the process. You saw that Felicia took over Piper's cart. Let's see, what other ones did I destroy? That one was taken over. All the birds were killed in Otis's cart because spiders. You have Sylvester's cart, Odella, I'm guessing, because you seem to do that.
Well, he's got the prisoners.
He has the prisoners, yep. The ale casks, one was, intact. So, let's see, who would take that? You know what? Some of the people, like, from the Cult of the Dragon walk back and, like, just stare daggers and, like, take the cask of ale and walk back to the front of the group. The The lawyer just had papers and stuff, so most of his stuff is intact, but it's nothing...
I want to read the papers because of what I know about him.
Okay. And then, Lascivious Longnose didn't really have anything. It was just personal effects. And then Sam's stuff was obviously all destroyed.
Any of the personal effects have any, like, names on them?
The dogs are barking, so I will tell you in, 2 seconds. 1 sec.
Okay.
Or 2 secs, that's what I said.
No. Dos.
You should really get better shoes. Because his dogs are barking all the time.
If I were the DM, I'd give you inspiration right now, my lady.
I already have inspiration.
Okay. What, I miss anything?
Nope.
Cool.
Mm-mm.
I don't believe
Just a
you.
really bad, good joke.
Okay. So what did I tell you about the lawyer? I forget.
That basically he had helped a really shady individual get away with murder.
Gotcha. And you were just checking his stuff for anything specific, or?
To be honest, Rosman is one of her bad things is that she's really nosy. And usually it's to help people, but in this case she's just like, I want to read all the deets. She wants to know exactly what happened, like word for word from him, because she knows he writes out loud in a journal, according to Floyd.
Yeah. Okay. I will come back to that. And Odella, you were checking the...
I was checking the personal belongings to see if there was anyone that I could maybe give them to. Like,
Gotcha. No, his stuff was all his stuff, basically. Like, he was his...
I was just making sure there wasn't like a contact in Waterdeep that I could be like, sorry for your loss.
Yeah. No. Bark as you may, you cannot find anything. Unfortunately. So, Roswin, as you look through all of these papers, yeah. You see a lot of, back and forth. There's it's correspondence between him and this individual who got away with murder. Clearly all kind of like stamped as classified, and alibi statements and things of that nature. But then as you continue to read through more of the documents, you start to see that it's basically court fees going unpaid, and basically that things didn't go so well, and that he didn't win the case, and he was afraid that the gentleman that he didn't clear was going to send people after him, and he moved on to try to get away from it. You also see some other successful cases of small things like petty theft, and then there's an adultery case that he won, that kind of stuff.
One night, Rosman just stays up late, just reading all of this, laying on her stomach, eating an apple, flipping through the pages, no way! And just going through.
Gotcha. All right. Yeah, but the guy's name was the guy that did the murder. I don't think I ever gave him a name before. Let's go with... Oh, is it bad if I be super cliche and name the guy Mac the Knife? I don't think that's bad. Let's go with that.
No. Matt the Knife?
Mac, M-A-C-K, the Knife.
It's a song.
It is a song.
It's Jim's favorite song to karaoke.
Yep. Maybe he knew Jim, the Cult of the Dragon member. Mac the Knife. There's a whole inner secret behind the scenes thing that I'm developing right now. So
I bet you Floyd in another life knew Mac the Knife.
Yeah, Floyd may have known Mac the Knife. Hey. So anyway, that's what you find there. But for the most part, everybody's kind of, wheels are fixed and rebanded, and horses are reattached, as some people lost horses, other people just lost horses to the wilderness, some people lost one, and it's basically like a reshuffling of resources to make everybody as best equipped to move on. But Odella, you've sort of, I guess, assumed the leadership role as you were the one who was seen most talking with Sylvester the Pole and also criticizing his ways in some cases. So basically, the masses were like, "Yeah, you thought you could do made it seem like you thought you could do a better job. It's yours."
Can our cards move to the middle of the group now?
Yes.
Cool.
Yeah. CSI Waterdeep starring Odella.
Roswin needs to be like the quirky, like brainy person who doesn't actually go anywhere but just is behind the scenes.
Gotcha. All right.
I need sunglasses.
You do.
Maybe in Waterdeep. All right. So anyway, yeah, you guys go. It goes after a couple of days. Days go by. Things are seemingly upbeat almost. Again.
Praise Lyra.
Yeah. Mir has many other conversations with you in private about learning about praising and joy and all of these other things that Lyra stands for that you seem to be very much about all of a sudden. So, or at least as far as she's aware. She's got her holy symbol that's made out of super nice wood, expertly carved.
It's beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
That's the only time I'll ever roll a nat 20 for something.
Let's see. This next piece, I want to run, but I feel like I'm just gonna skip it because I've done enough deception and craziness right now. So let's skip that piece. Cool. So, I lied. It's like 6 days go by, or whatever. It puts us at day 51 of the journey right now. And to your point from before, Laura, yes, studying Abyssal every night for 51 days. Yeah, like, you can say, where is the bathroom?
Weather.
Yeah, I like
What's the weather like down here in hell?
I like where is the bathroom? I like the library, things like that.
I'll drink the blood of my enemies.
Yeah, as
Don't be
things.
so racist.
Conversational Abyssal. Hey,
Yeah.
aren't you Infernal based?
Yeah.
So
And I can teach people to say friendship is magic in Infernal.
that is a thing you could do. It's a rough translation. It takes a little while. It doesn't exactly translate.
Not enemies are not dead. Together.
Is magic.
Is magic.
The enemy of my enemy is magic. Alright, so you guys let me see where I was going here. Man, this is where I start running into the issues of Forgotten Realms canon lore versus Hoard of the Dragon Queen's very limited lore. I don't know. There's a town that you guys could travel through, but I may just skip that.
Are we skipping Daggerford?
No. That's important. We have to go there. There's a place called Gillian's Hill. It was once owned by Mind Flayers, and there's a magic shop there and a couple other things. I think I might just skip that.
Rosalind's getting weird as we get closer to almost being at her hometown.
Yeah, that's right, because we're closely nearby there, aren't we?
Mm-hmm. Daggerfords are really close.
Yeah, let's take a look at a map, folks. You didn't write that. Did you write that out in your story there?
I didn't put the exact place, but it's Succumber, I believe, is what
Yeah.
Laura picked for us.
So, you can see on the map here, folks. Oh, we can zoom it in. How about that? Here's Daggerford right here. And this is where Roswin and Ava kind of grew up. Right over here. Not too far. Couple days ride out of the way.
Let's go!
Someone's feeling homesick. Yeah, I'm gonna skip Gillian's Hill because I don't need to include a magic shop for you guys because you got everything ever. So
We got shit to sell.
yeah.
We'll do Waterdeep.
You know what? So we're just gonna skip. We're going to Daggerford.
Woo!
Congratulations, everyone. We've made it to some semblance of a major city. Not as big as Waterdeep or as big as Baldur's Gate, but a city nonetheless. And let's find some Daggerford music. Gotta have something for that, right? Maybe. I have city music. Baldur's Gate. So how does this one sound? That works for Daggerford. Okay, so you guys get to Daggerford, and make me history checks. See how much you guys know about Daggerford.
Guidance.
Roswin, apparently living nearby, you've learned quite a bit about Daggerford.
26, bitch.
Oh yeah, okay. So, Roswin, because you have grown up in such close proximity, even though you kind of lived in the woods and didn't really go to big cities, you learned a lot about it. Funny story. But anyway, Daggerford has had, it's currently under the rule of Duke Maldwin Daggerford. Let's see. He is known for having a legendary sword called the Law Flame. It's the name of his magic sword that he wields.
Law Flame?
Law Flame, L-A-W Flame. So let's see, what else can I tell you about Daggerford? Its population is about 1,000 people or so. So, less than Waterdeep by a lot. I saw somebody ask, why do they call it Daggerford? There's a 400-year-old legend about a boy named Tyndall who fended off a tribe of lizard folk with nothing but a dagger. So, Daggerford. Give you some Forgotten Realms lore there. There's a large castle, Castle Daggerford. Where did the fife come in this song? I don't know. That came out of nowhere. Daggerford fifes are all the rage in Daggerford this year. So all the kids, it's kind of annoying because it's like recorders all over the place, like hot cross buns nonstop. It's just like not a good time. However, I will tell you, Odella, one of the things you can do is there is a jail in Daggerford.
Perfect. I need to unload some ruffians.
So you can.
As the new law in town.
Yeah. Odella is the law.
The worst choice.
Yeah, I know. But I enjoy it, so. There are also several different guilds in the town of Daggerford. You know, Roswin. My god, there is so much lore about Daggerford that I was unaware of. Yeah, I'll say there's a couple of notable inns and taverns, a couple of shops, and there is temples in this city to Shantea, Lathander, Tempest, and Tymora. So, welcome to Daggerford.
I break off from the caravan and take my prison cart to the jail.
Okay, you guys are going to be here, and it's kind of discussed as you guys make your way into Daggerford. You guys are going to be here for at least like a full day in Daggerford. So you have some time to look around and find an inn or something of that nature, or whatever else you'd like to do. So Odella, I guess we'll just deal with that. You go, you find the local, the jailhouse, and, you're able to have a conversation. I mean, we don't have to go through it unless you really want to talk about what's going on with these guys. It's up to you.
No, I'll just explain why they were put in jail and ask that they see that justice be done.
And they'll be like, "Yep, all right," and they'll they'll actually come up with like shackles and chains, and they'll open up the back of the open up the cages and shackle the guys and bring them inside to the jail. So everybody that you've accumulated over this trip that's been put to jail is now being housed in Daggerford jails.
Cool.
And then you're left with this cart. Did you want to do anything with it? A cart full of jails?
I'll prestidigitate it.
Okay, it's now clean.
And I'll ask the people here at the jail if they have any use for a jail cart.
They go, well, not in the traditional sense, I guess, but, we may be able to sell it to some folks in Luskin, possibly. So if you're willing to part with it, I'll take it off your hands. You don't seem like you're super interested in it.
I have a few other carts that I have to take care of, and I'm optimistic that we won't need this big of a transport in the future.
He goes, all right, well, it seems you selling just the cart or the horses with them?
The horses, we don't need the horses, do we? Like, we have enough.
Doesn't really seem like it. We were able to get everybody onto the carts and...
The horses with it.
He goes, all right, well, they clearly seen a little bit of wear and tear. How about I give you 300 gold for the whole thing?
Does that seem reasonable to me?
I mean, I don't know. Does it seem reasonable to you?
Or we didn't have to buy our horses, so I really have no idea. Sure. How about 300, and you also include 2 pairs of shackles, just in case I do have to chain somebody up.
And he says, fair enough. And so he'll give you 2 sets of manacles, and he'll take the card off your hands, and you are now have a purse with 300 gold pieces.
I'll add it to the party fund.
All right. What are the rest of you doing? I mean Odella, or Rosman and Lux, rather, because Mir's going to be in autopilot mode.
Want to go find an inn?
Yeah, sounds good.
I'm ready for some rosé.
Clearly carried in most of Faerun, so it seems.
It's been a long journey. We're ready for some rest and relaxation. I need my rosé, maybe a spritzer. Let's find this inn.
All right, Aunt Linda, let's go. Let's see. What's a good inn for you guys to go to?
Probably one.
With
Since I know so much about
Daggerford?
Daggerford.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. Let's find one that we know has good bathing facilities.
Oh my god. I regret everything.
No, you don't.
You love it.
You guys. Alright, so the River Shining Tavern is the best one for more cozier rooms, I guess I would say. There is a more frequented tavern is the Dragonback Inn. That one has a lot more people going through. A little bit more focused on the heavier drink, and it's kind of like the more adventurers, slightly more rough and tumble taverns. Got like the dark green glass windows and things like that. Whereas River Shining is a little bit more, I don't know. I guess it's more like this kind of music would be played there, I guess. So that would be probably the place to go.
I'll explain that to Lux and suggest the River Shining.
Sounds good.
Okay.
I'm done with rough and tumble, at least for today.
Fair. This one does have nice bath facilities because Daggerford is on a river. So River Shining, it has fresh water from the something river that I can't read the name of because because I don't know what it... Oh, wait, I know what it is. It is the... the Dellenber River. Runs right past Daggerford, and this is like, runs right... Like, there's a water wheel on the side of the inn to provide fresh water for the aqueducts in this bathhouse. That's also a super fancy tavern. Why not? Let's go. Whatever. This is a minuscule part that you guys are going to make way more important than it has to be. So why not just play it up a little bit?
Yep. Alrighty. Let's go.
So this place is also, like, it is... As you walk inside, you see there are nobles and fancy folks, a lot of dandies here with a lot of money, fancy clothes. And there is a kind of an open hall. It's a little bit nicer. There's, again, multiple floors with rooms, and there is a private dining room off of the main room.
I've always wanted to stay here. It's so fancy. As I stomp in with my muddy boots.
Holy shit. Splendid rooms are available on the second floor, including 3 very expensive suites. Per the Forgotten Realms lore, there are suites in this place.
How expensive is the question? Well,
You guys have enough money, let's say. I don't know how much more you'll have after it, but you have the money.
Rosalind does not have a lot of money. Rosalind has... Yeah.
Odella.
Rosalind has 10 gold pieces, 64 copper pieces, and 4 silver pieces.
Well.
But Lux is loaded. She can help a sister out. Alright, well, we enter, and Rosalind steps in, and then steps back out and kind of dusts herself off, and then goes and head held high, and puts her elbow on the table.
Sure.
We would like to procure a suite for the night.
Alright, let's see how much is the suite gonna be. Meals in. Gotcha. Alright, I mean, this is an inn, and I always forget how much this would be. So, and the man at the counter says, for how many?
4.
4 for how many days would you like this suite?
Just one day, my good sir.
Well,
Just passing through.
will you be crying dining in your room, or room service of any kind, or do you just need a place to stay?
That depends. Do you have pie?
Ha! Of course we have pie. This is the River Shining. We have whatever you need, for a meager fee, of course.
Yes, of course. We will be dining in.
Well then, for the room and board for the suite, our finest suite, for you, of course, it will come to 25 gold. And for the food services, as you say you require, we shall charge an additional amount of gold, or what I will tell you in a second when I look it up. An additional 10 gold pieces. We'll call it 35 gold pieces for the stay and the food.
Yes, absolutely. And she turns to Lex. She's like, "Do you have 25 gold pieces I could borrow?"
I reach into my purse and I have.
And he goes, well, ladies, I hope you have a wonderful evening. And he reaches back behind the counter and he grabs a very fancy gold key with filigree in it, and it has a couple fake gemstones studded in the handle, and he goes, it is the first door on the right on the second floor. And he hands it to Roswin.
Thank you. You have a fine evening, sir.
Yes, I will, for I work in the finest tavern in all of Daggerford.
Yes, of course, and only the best for us. And she walks up to the stairs, and she looks back at Lex. She's like, "Oh my god, I've always wanted to stay here."
You can tell.
let's put our things away, and then we gotta find Odella. She's gonna be so excited. This is like totally up her alley.
And because why not, let's say that there's also this is the room on the right that's right near where the paddle wheel is, and there's a bath in the room. Oh my god. After everything that's happened, we'll say that Mir stayed with Odella because of, parties being separated has caused issues recently, so...
Yeah. Okay, well. Put all our stuff out in the room, I guess, and then as we're walking past the guy in the front again to go find Odella and Mir will be like, I would request that we please have 4 pies ready for us when we arrive back. 1 apple, 1 peach, 1 key lime. It's exotic, but I'm sure you can handle it. And 1 mixed berry.
And he says, "Well, my lady, of course that can be arranged, but you have not told me when you will be returning. I would not like to serve you cold pie, as nothing is a greater travesty."
I love this place. We'll be back in like, I don't know, half an hour.
30 minutes, your pies shall be waiting.
Thank you. And
yes.
She gives him 4 silver pieces because she's barely got any money left.
And he looks at it and he kind of like turns his nose up a little bit, but bows deeply, thus none the same, and like palms it into his pocket.
She walks up to Lex. She's like, "I get more money from Odella. That was embarrassing."
All right, and you guys make your way out to go find Odella. Hi, Jam. You know Mac the Knife?
I mean, sing Mac the Knife for you if you want.
I am sure he would.
We'll just have him be the bard.
Not in this tavern in Daggerford. A different tavern might sing that song. This is a little high class. This is like there's a string quartet. And, also apparently a fifist. But, yeah.
We only stay places with the finest fifists.
Well, yeah, I mean, it's better than the hot cross bun kids out in the street. So, yeah. You guys make your way outside. Roswin... I was just going to call you Rox, which is my Roswin Lux combination.
Oh my god. That's our couple name.
Rox.
Rox.
So, you guys are just heading... Were you heading in... I guess heading towards where Odella was, or what was the plan?
Yeah, because we knew that she was going to, like, the jailing facility or whatever it is, and we'll head that direction.
Okay.
Is there a Harper contact here?
Ooh. No. I mean, there may be, but, like, you're not aware of anybody here? Because, the nature of your organization is to be secret, so...
There's not, like... it's.
Sorry, one more time?
We don't know if there's, like, a hub or something like that.
Nothing major. There are some people that you may have heard of, but nobody that is... I don't think there's anybody that's Harper. No, there's Alert Alliance members and things of that nature, but whether or not you'd know that. So I'll say no.
Okay.
No Harper agents that you're aware of. There could very well be.
Okay, then we're just headed back towards the caravan.
Okay, so I'll say again, remember this isn't a huge city. As you guys are walking back, you'll pass a couple of shops. Dervil's Brightblade is a weaponsmithy that you walk past on your way there. There's also like a wonky like tower, like a weird looking wizard's tower, separate from the castle as well, that you don't walk past it, but you see it. And again, a couple other smaller shops.
Wonky Wizard's Tower, you say?
I do say. Why would you care to learn more about said tower?
Yes.
Oh.
Odella's like, what's
Well,
that?
who do you ask? You
You
just got-
there, small boy. No, I'm just kidding. I hate when they do that.
Yeah. So,
Does anybody? Is
Um,
there anybody around that looks like they would know about it?
yeah, I'll say you can pull over some random person, and they might know some stuff about it.
I'm just curious. If there's anybody that like lives there or anything like that, like if
In
it's,
the
like,
tower, or like, or what was your question?
in like the tower. Is there?
Oh.
Is it like a school? Is it just like a residence? Is it?
Yeah,
library?
you
What
can
is
grab some older person, and they'll be like, "Ah, that be old Delphin's tower, the greatest wizard of Daggerford. Story goes he retired about 140 years ago, and then he disappeared about 100 years ago, and then last year he came back." And wasn't a day older, wouldn't you know it, and reclaimed his tower. And nobody knows where he went, or why, but he lives there to this day. I mean, I've never seen him, but that's what they say.
Oh, seems like an interesting fella.
He goes, "Oh yes, you haven't heard of Delphin, he's quite famous." And you can make me a history check now that you're hearing all this.
I've been terrible at all of my checks today.
Yes, Dolphin, the wizard, Katie. Dolphin. Nope, never heard of him.
Nope, never heard of him.
Oh, he's quite famous. He helped in militias and famous from Icewind Dale to Calimshan as a teacher of the arcane arts.
Is there anything else fascinating I should know about this town?
He goes,
You seem like a font of knowledge.
"My dear, you are just too sweet to an old man." He goes, he kind of like looks you up and down, and licks his lips, but not like in a creepy way. It just seems like his throat is probably pretty sore because he's an old guy. But you can interpret it how you,
Gotcha.
and he's on his crooked, on his cane, and he says, "Well, for someone of such beauty as yourself, that is a..."
Well, thank you.
He goes, "Not much in the way of armaments and weapons, although Dervils is a smithy, as you'll see. But there are multiple jewels and ornament and jewelry stores here in Daggerford. There's Farrell's fine jewels, and Corbus's jewels, and fine ornaments. If you..." And he kind of like looks at your kind of like headpiece, and he goes, "If you're looking for interesting accoutrement..."
Yes, point me in that direction.
And he goes, "Ah," and he like crooked finger, and he like points it off in that direction, off like you. I'll say at this point, Rox makes its way to Odella and Mir here. I don't know what we're gonna call him. I feel like Modella is too short, but I enjoy it. But anyway, you guys make your way over to them as you see this guy go, "Oh, it's over there," and he points off in that like down the street, basically the opposite direction. Like if you think about the town, we're at the jail and you moved over, and this is kind of the opposite way they're coming from, further down the lane. And you guys all meet up as he's pointing off in that direction.
Well, thank you.
Odella, I ordered pie. 30 minutes. 25 now.
I might need a bit more time. This lovely, handsome old man.
"Oh,
is,
you charmer!" And you see him getting like, there's a little spittle as he says it because he's excited. You can see a little rosiness appear in his cheeks as you kind of compliment him.
Rosalind takes a step back.
He's told me of a lovely shop that sounds right up my alley, and I might have to go check it out.
Okay, but we gotta run there. Unless you want to go alone. Because I want hot pie.
You can come with me, but maybe a brisk walk rather than a run. I feel like we've been doing a lot of running lately.
Okay. Well, let's settle on a job. Let's go.
So do you guys head off?
Thank you again, sir. Bye.
As you guys are heading off, and you're walking by, Lux, with a speed almost supernatural for this man, he like reaches out a finger and kind of like hooks your like coat, and he like stops you. And he goes, "But wait!" As like the rest of the group gets away, he goes, "You," and he points at you, Lux, and he says, "Come closer. I there's something that may interest you." And he kind of like beckons you closer to him because he's like he's hunched over with his cane.
I do it.
Yeah, and he says, "I do not know if it's... You seem formidable." He goes, "It's very quiet, though. You must not tell anyone I told you. But there's a secret underneath the city. If you head to Dervil's and say you're here for a meeting, they'll tell you, and they'll let you access below the blacksmith. There is a secret." And he kind of like looks around, shaking, and he says, "Underground Fighting Club. Shh." And he goes, "But you didn't hear it from me. But they say, for those who can fight, the pay is quite good." And then he kind of like straightens up a little bit and says, "Well, my dears, have a good night. Have fun at the jewelry store." And he kind of like gives you a wink, Lux.
All right.
On the way there, Rosalind's like, "Hey, Odella, can I have like 15 gold? You know, mine's gone."
Yours is gone. What did you spend it on?
Important things? Like bathtubs and pie?
Oh. Well, that's what party gold is for. Here's 15 gold from your supply.
Yes!
Well, it'll only be 5 from your supply. I'll take the other 10 out of the party funds.
Okay. And she puts it in her pocket and then skips ahead.
Okay.
I love this music for like skipping through the city.
All right. So you guys will make it over to... Which one were you heading to? Or were you going to go to both? What was your plan? Laura.
There was 2?
There was 2. There was Farrell's Fine Jewelries and Apparel, and Corbus's Jewels and Fine Ornaments.
The adornments one.
Okay.
Or ornaments one.
Got it. Okay. So, you make your way over to this jewel and ornament shop. And let me ask, because typically we try to say we want to cut things at 11:30 and we want to start at 8:30. We started a little bit late, but just let me know, because it's 20 minutes to 12. If you guys want to cut it here, we can. If we not, you want to go a little bit longer, that's fine too. I just figured I'd ask you guys what your thoughts are.
I'm good. I slept a lot last night.
I would have to cut it.
Got it? Sure.
That's
All right. Yeah.
That's because she's got to rest up for her fight club in 2 weeks.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, if she wants to. It's just putting it out there.
Oh, Lux, you know you want to.
All right. Well, then that's fine, guys. We're going to call it for tonight as the group makes their way to a jewelry and ornament store, which is good because now I have time to actually think about what I'm going to put in the store and not just make it up on the fly, which may or may not be better for the party because I probably would have put more stupid stuff in there now had I just had to do it on the fly. So, we're going to bring the stream to a close. Thank you for coming out, guys, to support Hoard of the Dragon Queen number 18. So, we will be back tomorrow with our Storm King's Thunder game, although it's probably not going to be Storm King Thunder anymore. This looks like it's going to be against the Giants, the level 11 dungeon from Tales from the Yawning Portal, because Pat basically ignored the book from day one. And what was left of Storm King's Thunder is not anything close to what happened. And we convinced him, let's play a different game, and we'll end it at the end of the dungeon, instead of giving us basically every legendary item and then also getting them on top of that. So that's going to happen. You'll get to see a cool dungeon from Tales of the Yawning Portal tomorrow. And until that's complete, and then we're rolling into a TED game after that, long-running homebrew game. So we'll see. The sooner that happens, the sooner we beat this dungeon, the faster that comes along. Tomb of Annihilation Hypertroller will be a 24-hour stream in person. We're going to try to bang through the whole thing in one day. So, that doesn't come out till September 8th anyway. Also, this Wednesday, I want to shout out to Laura, who last Wednesday gave me the idea to do Tuxedo Mask on my character building show last Wednesday, which I did. This week...
It was super cool.
...is going to be Hellboy, so that's going to be interesting. I did also get a suggestion last week to do Shrek, so Shrek has been added to the list.
Oh my god.
As has Link from Legend of Zelda and Leroy Jenkins. So it's going to be an interesting set of characters to be built. That happens Wednesday. We push it back to 9 o'clock, by the way. So it starts at 9 p.m. rather than 8, so that way more folks can show up to the live show. So there we go. I think that's going to be it. Oh, last thing before we go, I want to let you guys know. The super awesome folks from Nord Games, things have finally worked out for them. They're going to be shipping me... Actually, it's been shipped. It's on the way right now. A set of... They've done these awesome cards like these that give you... like treasure decks that you can just draw cards when you need to come up with loot. Let's put it right side up. For the party and things like that, but they supplied us with critical hit, critical miss, and luck cards. So those are now a monthly donation, which is going to be unlocked for the month of August once they arrive, because you guys are just awesome and have donated so much already. But going forward, there will be a monthly amount you guys can donate to unlock critical hit and critical misses for the Dungeon Master first, and then a little bit more than that to hit it for the players. So whenever these guys roll a natural 20, or a natural 1, or when I roll a natural 20, or a natural 1, we'll draw one of these cards, and something cool extra will happen on top of that. To make critical hits a little bit better, and critical misses a little bit worse, which makes you guys also giving these folks touches of luck to reroll natural 1s a little bit better. But hey, it affects me too. So that'll be coming in the next couple days, and we'll see how that goes. So, anyway, I just wanted to say thank you again to you guys for coming out and playing, and that if you're going to be at Gen Con next week, I will see you there. Do you guys have anything you'd like to promote before we call it a night?
I'm good, but Hypertroller did want to know what other things we pulled other than the sword of the luck sword.
Oh, would you ladies like to tell him what you pulled? If you remember, if not, I will.
I don't remember. I remember what mine did, but I don't remember what it was called.
All right.
Mine is the Ring of Spell Turning.
Yep. And
Rod of Resurrection.
Katie pulled a Scarab of Protection, and Liz pulled the Luck Blade with 1 charge of Wish left in it. So, it's a pretty solid mixture of weapons and items. I will talk to the boys tomorrow and see if anybody is up for the Scarab or the ring. See what they have and see if anybody's up for trading. Let's see if there's anything that better suits you guys. So we shall see. Hey guys, hope you enjoyed it. We'll see you in 2 weeks from now. So we'll see you then.
Bye.
See ya.
Bye.